Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. This is my second video that I'm recording today. I've been away with work. I've ended up with a cold. I'm not feeling great, but we're going to persevere and get through it. The last video, this video, definitely at least one more video. I am wearing the same clothes, but it's only because I'm bulk recording them while I've got 5 minutes. So in today's haul, I have a Vinted haul to show you. In fact, no, I have 3 Vinted hauls to show you. And then these are 3 smaller Vinted hauls, which is why I'm grouping these together in one video. And then I do have another Vinted haul that I'm going to record straight after this. It's just a massive collection of books that I picked up. I guess let's just get started. 2 of them I've opened and just had a quick look at. This one here, I have this big black box here. I've literally just picked up on my way home. So I haven't had a chance to look at this one yet, but I do know what this one is. So I have, I've read books for years and years and years. My uncle's a really big reader. My late grandma was also a really big reader. So I know where I got it from. But my grandma didn't really buy me many books, like towards the end of her life, just because she didn't know what I'd got really. Get into this. I had a pair of scissors and I've put them down and I can't remember where I put them. She didn't buy me many books because she didn't know what I already had. However, she did buy me a set of books. Must have been probably about 5-6 years ago, and they were probably one of the last sets of books that she bought me. There we go. It was about the last set of books that she bought me, and I didn't get round to reading them. And then around, I think it was about 4 years ago, myself, Chris and Noah moved house, and we didn't get a lot of time to move out the old house before we had to hand our keys back in. So we just kind of boxed everything up. We got as much of it in the house as we possibly could. We had like literally a weekend to move in, and some boxes got mixed up and ended up in the shed, sadly. And we didn't know, but the roof leaked, and unfortunately for me, some of the boxes that ended up in the shed ended up being some of my book boxes. And I was absolutely heartbroken because there was a lot of books in there that were from like when I was growing up that I really wanted to keep for Noah. Things like a series of unfortunate events, and that was in there. They were like hardback from like years ago, from when like I was a kid. They were ones that I'd read and that my brother had read, and because my brother's not so big on reading, I'd been given them. So there was some newer ones, and one of the boxes of books sadly had the last set of books that my grandma had given me. Now at the time she was still alive, I didn't realise that, you know, we wouldn't have much longer left. Sadly she passed away a couple of years ago and she was my last remaining grandparent. But I've been searching Vinted for lots of books, like nothing in particular, but just lots and lots of books. Because I really want to, I know a lot of people want to reduce their TBR, but I want to increase it, because what I'm finding is I'm reading the same authors time and time again, or the same sets time and time again, or I'm being drawn to the same things all the time. And while I really enjoy them, I do want to just have a bit more variety, and I want to try different authors and things. It's why I'm buying a lot from Vinted at the minute. So I am growing my TBR, but it's because I'm really getting into my reading and I want to have more to hand. And while I was searching Vinted, I found this box set, and it's a brand new. It was advertised as still being in the original packet, and not only is it the set of books, but it's the identical box set that my grandma had bought me. And as soon as I saw it, I just bought it. There was no question in my mind, because while it isn't the exact one, like my grandma hasn't like got this and handed it me her personally, it's still like a box set that she gave me, sort of thing. It's that memory piece that I can now at least say that I've got this back. And I know I'm keeping you in suspense. I thought it'd be easier to get into this, but the box of books in question, when I get into them, and I hadn't read them, so you know, now's the prime time to get to read them, is the complete Inspector Morse set of books by Colin Dexter. These were the identical box sets, the exact same covers that she'd purchased for me. So I'm so glad to have these back. As I say, they're not the exact set, but they are an identical replica of the ones that she got me, and I am determined that I am going to get these read. They're not overly long books, so there's no reason why I can't. So first of my Vinted hauls is this amazing set that has more memories for me than anything else, so really happy with that. This next box of books I have opened. So if you haven't already been watching, I am currently on a collection gatherer of mainly Agatha Raisin books, but just basically anything by MC Beaton. I really want to have a go at reading some of her books, so I've picked up a few different collections. This one is actually mainly a collection of books in her Hamish Macbeth series. Can't remember how much this was. I think it was 14 books. I can't remember what I paid for it, to be honest, but this came earlier in the week. It's a beautiful collection. We do have one Agatha Raisin book, which is The Terrible Tourist. I've already got, I think it's 2 copies of these, so this is going to go into my resale pile. There was just, because I found them easier and cheaper to pick up in bundles, I've ended up with a few copies, so I'm just going to put them back onto Vinted, the ones that I don't need, and just resell those on. Just for like the same price as I paid, which on average has been around £1 a book, just because I don't need multiple copies. And then I can't remember if I've got any duplicates of these. There might be 1 or 2, so again, any duplicates will just get put back on. But we have Hamish Macbeth, Death of an Addict. We have Death of a Gentle Lady. We have Death of a Dustman in the first bundle. They're really well packaged as well. She bundled them up into a few bundles and wrapped them in bubble wrap, which has helped to protect them. So in this bundle we have Death of a Nurse. We have Death of a Celebrity, which I'm pretty sure is a duplicate. I'll have to double check them upstairs. We have Death of a Maid. We have Death of a Gossip. And we have Death of a Dreamer. They're all in really good condition. Really good condition. Throw that over there. Get rid of that box. And then we have and again, it's just about broadening my horizons and looking at different authors. Oh, it's wet. Then we have Death of a Dentist. We have Death of a Scriptwriter. We have Death of a Cad, Death of a Boar, and the final one is Death of a Witch. There is still a lot of these ones that I haven't got yet, so there may be some more hauls with these at a later date. Can't see it being just yet. I've got the first, I think it's 13 of the Agatha Raisin ones, which are the ones I really want to read. So I'm going to concentrate on getting down those first, and then we'll see about picking up collecting them. But I'm really happy with what I've managed to pick up. And then the last box I have opened, they are from an author I'm familiar with. I have only read one of her books and it was really good. And I'd favorited this bundle. I can't remember if they were £2 or £2.50 for 7 books, which I already thought was a really good price. I just favorited them. I'm trying not to spend too much money. So because I've got a lot of things on my Vinted that I'm selling, lots of like old clothes, and I've got some old books that I don't want anymore, and lots of like old toys and things from Noah, what I'm doing is anything that sells that's mine, like my books and my clothes, I'm then spending on my books. So I favourite items and then go back and buy it once my money's cleared. Anything that sells of Noah's, like his toys and his clothes and stuff, we just then using to buy him some new clothes that he's just had a massive growth spurt. But I favorited it with the plan of going back later, and she actually messaged me an offer and offered me all 7 for £1.50, and I thought, you know what, I can't go wrong with that. They are red, so they have got quite badly cracked spines, but I'm okay with that. Like, when I'm buying secondhand, I know that they're secondhand. But this is a collection from Millie Johnson. I quite like her books. I say that, I've read one book, but I did really enjoy it. So for £1.50 I've got Millie Johnson's The Yorkshire Pudding Club, 9 Months, 3 Friends, 1 Club. I have Millie Johnson, A Summer Fling. I have Millie Johnson, The Magnificent Mrs. Mayhew, Behind Every Great Woman is Herself. I have Millie Johnson, My One True North. I have Millie Johnson, The Queen of Wishful Thinking. I have Millie Johnson, The Birds and the Bees. And the last one is Millie Johnson, An Autumn Crush. So we'll see. I know sometimes some of hers are linked. I think the one that I read was linked to some other books, but it was like you could read it as a standalone. Is it this one? I read a winter one, I think. Trying to think which one I read. I think I read a winter one. It was one that I borrowed from the library last year, to be honest. But yeah, I figured for £1.50 I can't go wrong, really, can I? That's a really good price for 7 books. And that is all I've got to show you in this one. So my next video, I'm literally going to back to back it. So I'm going to record the next one, but I'll upload it at a later date on my channel. It's a really big order from Vinted as well. I don't think I've got much more coming from Vinted. I think I've got just one more order coming from Vinted. I might be wrong, but I think it's just one more order. Yeah, and then I really need to stop. I need to find homes for all of these yet, and I don't know where that's going. But you know what? We'll get there. I do need a new bookshelf, so we're going to get one of those sorted out pretty soon. But that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you read any of those books or read any of those authors. If you have, especially like the Millie Johnson ones, drop me down some recommendations for some other authors that are very similar. Because I do like her style of writing, and I like that style of story as well. I like them as like little palette cleansers. I find that they're quite good for like when I'm a bit down. not feeling great. So yeah, really like those. But let me know in those comments down below, and if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. Have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy your reading. Bye for now.